Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the December 10th, 2025 meeting of the Zoning Hearing Board for the City of Reading. Let the board members introduce themselves. We'll start with Jared,
Jared Bartz, member of the board.
Tom,
Tom Fox, member of the board.
Jeff,
Jeff Catone, member of the board.
Charlie.
Charlie Jones, member of the board.
I'm Phil Rabina, current member of the board and current chairperson. Emily,
Emily Diaz Melendez for the zoning office.
Steve.
Steve Price, solicitor to the board.
Okay, thank you. Before we begin, I have a couple of housekeeping things I want to run through. The appeal 2511-0039, which was 325 Walnut Street, has been withdrawn. It was going to be a temporary shelter for women over the winter, and there were a number of code issues and so forth. So that appeal has been withdrawn. And since we're rolling into a new year very shortly, starting with our January meeting, there will be a change of leadership on the zoning hearing board. I'm going to be stepping down as chairperson, and I'd like to take this time to thank my fellow board members, the zoning office staff, especially Ruth and Emily, for all their hard and diligent work. I want to thank Mr. Price for his excellent leadership and assistance to me and the board, and also his great secretary, Glenda. I couldn't have really done this job without all of these people. And I want to thank the number of attorneys and interpreters that have been part of our meeting, as well as our stenographers, for their positive conduct and the excellent work that they've done on behalf of all of us. We have unanimously elected Mr. Jared Bars to be our new chairperson. He will be starting in January. He's been a member of our zoning hearing board for many years. He's intelligent, honorable, and well-versed in dealing with rules and regulations. And we don't feel we could have had a better person take over this position. So, Jared, would you like to make a few comments at this point?
Absolutely. First, all of your sentiments about the staff and the solicitor, the attorneys, I want to echo all of that. I wouldn't be interested in taking on any additional responsibilities without the help that they bring to the table. And thank you, especially Phil. You have left me some big shoes to fill, and I'm very glad actually that you are remaining on the board as a member, because you, just like all the other members, bring a wealth of knowledge that I can't even come close to. And honestly, despite however hard I try, never will, with the amount of contacts you've made as being in the school system and all the different things you guys have done. So thank you for carrying on. And I look forward to helping bring new ideas that don't exactly fit into the zoning, that actually make sense for the city and help it to fruition, and making sure that the character of any areas or any other thing, it would not be negatively affected by things people want to do that don't fit into zoning for very good reasons. So thank you for the honor. Really means a lot. And let's have a zoning board meeting.
Okay, well, we know you'll do a great job.
Phil,
So,
you've been on for over 30 years, right?
me,
Yeah.
yes. I think it'll be about, when I'm done, close to 40.
Holy moly.
Anyway, we'd like to wish all of you a happy and healthy holiday. And no matter how you celebrate it, even if you don't, take some time to renew some friendships, make some new friends, mend a few fences if you have to do that. And if you're thinking about gifts, I like everybody to think about this. Two greatest gifts in life are friends and family and your health. So the best to all of you in the new year from all of us here at the Zoning Hearing Board. And we'll see you in January of 2026. Now we can start our meeting. Okay. These are decisions from last month's meeting. We have Appeal 2509-0031, 1000 North 8th Street. Mr. Price.
Is there a motion to approve the relief requested, subject to the conditions set forth in the written decision?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second? There's a motion and a second. Any questions or comments on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Okay, the next is Appeal 2509-0032, 324 Bartlett Street. Mr. Price.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the relief requested, subject to the conditions set forth in the written decision?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. Any questions or comments on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? Ayes have it.
Appeal 2510-0033, 1527 North 5th Street. Mr. Price.
Is there a motion to deny the relief requested?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second? There's a motion and a second. All in favor to deny, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Ayes have it to deny.
Appeal 2510-0034, 108 Oley Street. Mr. Price.
Gotta get to the conclusions here.
Yeah.
Is there a motion to approve the relief requested, subject to the conditions set forth in the written decision?
I'll
I'll
make
make
the
a-
motion.
Oh, okay. I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
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 All right,
And Appeal 2510-0035, 1360 North 10th Street.
is there a motion to approve the relief requested, subject to the conditions set forth in the written decision?
I'll make the motion.
I'll
Is there a
second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. All, any questions or comments on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? Ayes have it.
Okay. The last appeal, 2023-34. Now, this was a time extension. They ran into a lot of problems getting some grants and so forth. And this is relative to 201 South 6th Street, 217 South 6th Street, 223 South 6th Street, 225 South 6th Street, 216 Plum, 218 Plum, 220 Plum, 222 Plum, 224 Plum, and 226 Plum. And those were all streets. So, Mr. Price?
Is there a motion to grant a one-year extension, and I'll send a letter out setting that forth?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second to extend the relief for another year, and authorizing me to send a letter out. Are there any questions or comments on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. I'll send the letter out to the law firm of Nicholas Hohenauer down in Lancaster.
Okay, thank you very much. And I just want to remind everybody that even though we approve certain things, there are sometimes a lot of other hoops that they have to jump through before they actually get their permit to proceed. So it's not just as simple as saying yes. Okay, we have 3 hearings this evening. The first is Appeal 2511-0036, 700 Lancaster Avenue. MJ Ryder Associates, Inc. is seeking a variance from the number of required off-street parking spaces and off-street parking design requirements to use the vacant building as a laboratory or office. The property is located in the CH Commercial Highway Zoning District, and the owner of record is BNK 1330 LLC. Would you swear in our zoning officer, please?
Do you swear the testimony about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, has notice for this appeal been given?
It has.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Price?
Thanks. I'll put some exhibits into the record. Exhibit number 1 is the notice. Pardon me. Exhibit number 2 is proof of publication of the notice. Exhibit number 3 is proof of posting of the notice. Exhibit number 4 is the application, including all of its attachments. And exhibit number 5 is the zoning ordinance of the city of Reading as amended.
Okay, are they represented by counsel?
Yes, Chris Mubdy here on behalf of MJ Ryder.
Okay, here's what I'd like you to do. You've entered your appearance. If you have anybody that's going to testify, we'll swear them in at this point so you can just keep things going.
Sure, she's sitting here with me.
Oh, okay, that's fine. All right.
Will you please raise your right hand? Do you swear the testimony about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, you can proceed, sir.
Mr. Mudd,
Thank you, Mr.
if you want to do an offer of proof, that'd be fine. Then if we need to supplement it with your witness, we can go from there.
Sure. We're here tonight requesting relief from the zoning ordinance with respect to parking at this property. What you would hear from the witness would be that the property itself has parking. It has approximately 30 parking spaces. There's this parking space. There's parking to the rear of the property, and there's also a separate lot across the street on Angelica, which is part of this parcel, that has another 15 parking spaces. The way that the zoning ordinance is drafted requires a space. I believe it's for every 200 square feet. Given the size of this building, it would require 65 parking spaces. We can provide 30. There's no more room at the property to provide any more off-street parking. We do have an agreement off-site with Bimbo Bakeries to provide another 20 parking spaces for MJ Ryder's use. But we would still need relief even with the off-site parking.
And this building was commercial industrial since it
was.
been vacant for a while.
One floor of the building was used as a school at one time with a significant amount of traffic, buses. MJ Ryder would have approximately 20 to 30 employees at this building, and we believe that the parking is sufficient as is for them.
And you have not, there's really nothing you can do about the parking there because you're kind of landlocked, right?
We're landlocked. There's nothing that can be done about the parking.
And this property will be used solely by MJ Ryder, who's been in business in Berks County for probably 40 or 50 years.
Yep.
Longer than that.
About to hit 75.
75.
Yeah.
And you have another location over by Alvernia. You'll be moving out of there?
No, our other location is on the same, one block up on Angelica Street.
Okay. I knew there was another one up there because you've been here.
Yep.
And you intend to remain there, but shift some.
Absolutely. Yep. We would just be expanding down the street.
I'm sorry, can the witness spell your name? State your name and spell it.
Sure. Megan, that's spelled Meghan. My last name is Hellenick, Helinek.
Thank you.
Yep.
And the neighborhood is generally commercial industrial over there. So have you had any objections from neighboring property owners?
No.
Okay. I don't have any other questions.
Okay. Does any member of the board have any questions?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
All right. The only thing I'd just like to chime in here is say that there are certain rules and regulations relative to lighting on parking lots and so forth. So you may need to deal with something like that. All right. Is there anybody in the audience who has any questions? All right, seeing none. Is there anybody in the audience who would like to testify for granting the application? Anybody wish to speak against granting the application? All right. Is there anything that anybody would like to add? And if not, we'll close this appeal. The decision will be announced at next month's meeting. You need not be here. The decision will be mailed to you. And we thank you. And, all your paperwork seemed to be in order. So thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate the board's time.
Thank you.
Okay.
Happy
You're welcome.
holidays.
Good night. Okay, our next appeal, 2511-0037, 400 Washington Street. Madison 220 LLC is seeking a special exception for the approval for the reduction of the number of required off-street parking spaces to use the vacant building for commercial and residential dwelling units, previously approved for adaptive reuse in Zoning Board Appeal 2020-11. In the alternative, the applicant is seeking a variance for the same. The property is located in the CC Commercial Core Zoning District, and the owner of record is the applicant. Would you swear in our zoning officer, please?
Do you swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, thank you. Has notice for this appeal been given?
It has.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Price.
Thanks. I'll put some exhibits into the record. Exhibit number 1 is the notice. Exhibit number 2 is proof of posting of the notice. Exhibit number 3 is proof of publication of the notice. Exhibit number 4 is the application, including all of its attachments. And exhibit number 5 is the zoning ordinance of the city of Reading as amended.
Okay. Is the applicant represented by counsel?
Yes, they are, Mr. Chairman. This is William Dion entering his appearance with the law firm of Silverang, Rosenzweig, and Holtzman out of King of Prussia, and entering appearance for Madison 2020 LLC, who is the property owner and also the applicant.
Okay, thank you, sir. Do you have any witnesses that you might be calling on?
I do. I have one witness. It's Amanda Kaplan. She is on the line with us. If she wants to turn on her camera, if she doesn't.
I think mine's turned on. I don't understand why you can't view me, but it says my video is working.
I can view Amanda.
Yeah, we
Yes,
just
now
Okay.
it's fine.
Okay, great.
Okay.
All right, we'll swear her in.
All right.
We'll trust that you put your hand up.
Please raise your right hand.
Yeah.
Do you swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
thank
All right.
you.
Sir,
Okay.
why don't you do an offer of proof and we'll go from there. If we need to ask her any questions, we will.
Sure. And I guess what I'll do first is just kind of set the table a little bit because it has a little bit of a zoning history, and then I'll tell you what she would testify to. So as the chairman, I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you for 40 years of service to the city of Reading. Very impressive. So
Thank you.
I am. So as we said, the Madison 2020 LLC is the owner of the old Madison building, the 12 stories at 400 Washington Street. And back in 2011, they obtained special exception approval from the zoning hearing board to adaptively reuse the existing Madison Avenue the Madison building. And it was a mixed use commercial on the ground floor and residential above for a total of 85 units. There is 47 parking spaces. There's 48 parking spaces on the property today. The property itself is a mix of one bedroom and 2 bedrooms. I would say we're asking for an amendment to that special exception, or if you want to treat it as a new special exception, but it's really under section 600-1202A4, where the zoning hearing board is allowed to grant special exceptions for the adaptive reuse. And I would also point out to the board under section 600-1202A10C, the zoning hearing board is empowered with the authority to make reductions in parking and loading requirements under the ordinance. So you do have the authority to amend your special exception to grant the relief, but I did apply in the alternative for a variance should the board proceed, desire to proceed in that way two ways to accomplish the same goal. I have with me tonight Amanda Kaplan. She is the controller. And Amanda, did you spell your last name for the reporter, please? Court reporter.
It is Kaplan.
Okay, great. So Amanda has been acting as the controller of operations for the Madison Group for the last 5 years. Her responsibilities are to oversee not only the acquisition, the permits and approvals, the hiring of contractor, construction, and then ultimately the leasing of the property. So she is involved in all aspects of the development. She is responsible for the Madison building at 400 West Washington Street. Madison purchased the property back in April of 2020, just as the COVID was taking over the world. It is, under construction, and it is hoping to open in April and March of 2026 and start welcoming its first residents. Amanda was involved when the property obtained its special exception. But one other thing that Amanda has been involved in and Madison has owned is they recently redeveloped the bookbindery building at 148 North 4th Street. That's relevant for tonight's testimony because she was involved in the leasing and the parking and all the aspects of that. And that building had 40 units, and they had a total of, it's 40 units, 15 parking spaces. And what they did in that circumstances, they offered those spaces for rent to prospective tenants. And at the 15 spaces with the 40 units, she would testify that they never had a chance where someone wanted to park there and couldn't. There just did not seem to be a high demand for the parking. And the bookbindery building, as I'm sure the board knows, is a block away down on 4th Street. It's within a stone's throw of the property. So you take that to the Madison building as they've done the redevelopment. And Mr. Chairman, as you mentioned, your old special exception decision of 2020-11 had 11 separate conditions of that approval. Those have been complied with, and the building permits have been issued, and that construction's underway. What they're seeking is relief to allow 1 parking spaces per unit versus the required 1.5. And what they would do is she would testify that there are currently 48 spaces located on the property that will be available for tenants, and that the applicant or the owner has acquired a property located at 315 Washington Avenue. It is directly across from the Chiardelli parking garage. That was the parking garage when the special exception was originally granted, is where the additional parking that would be required for the 85 units was the board granted the relief to park there. They now own a property directly across the street that is improved with parking and has 37 spaces. So as part of this, they would like to have their off-site parking be at the 315 Washington Avenue. And that property, it's interesting to note, it is directly across the street from the Chiardelli parking garage. It's a little bit further from the property only because you have to cross the street. So I think the calculations as done by your zoning officer was that it is, bear with me, the Chiardelli parking garage is 319 feet because you have to cross the street to get to 315 Washington. That's 380 feet. But interestingly enough, when the board granted the special exception relief back in 2020-11, they noted that it was 425 feet the off-street parking. So we are under the previously granted relief, but we are parking slightly further because we're across the street. So what Mrs. Kaplan would also testify to was that as they get closer to leasing, they've done some pre-leasing at the property. And one of the things they attempted to do was to incentivize people with the parking spaces, the 48 parking that they had on site. And it really did not, the prospective tenants, similar to the bookbindery building, are really not coming to this area for the parking. They really wanted the accessibility and the location. And interestingly enough, the prospective tenants said, I don't need the parking. What else can I get for free? So it really, that carrot has really been they're not going to really offer the free parking spaces. And she would testify that it is her opinion that all the 48 spaces would be sufficient for the entire 85 units, but they did acquire the property down the street at 37. It would be able to provide a total of 85 parking spaces, 48 on site, 37 off site, and allow for 1-to-1 parking spaces for the redevelopment of the Madison building.
Gentlemen, that is the surface lot that's next to the old bus station and the Berks County Community Foundation. And I believe it's an African American Baptist church. It's right there at the corner.
Yes.
So it's virtually identical to the Shirelli garage.
Yep. I think the additional square footage is just across the street to get to it.
Yep.
So, and I would ask Miss Kaplan that, in her opinion, will the availability of the 48 parking spaces on site and the 37 spaces off site at 315 Washington Street provide adequate parking for the 85 residential units proposed at the Madison building? Her opinion would be that it's in all likelihood more than they need, and suspect that they only need the 48, but they did acquire the land and intend to provide those parking spaces for the redeveloped Madison building. She would also say that from her standpoint, by arranging the parking this way and no longer having 1.5 spaces for the 85 units all at the Chiardelli parking garage, that by doing 1 space per unit and having it split between the 48 on site and the 37 off site would not jeopardize the health, safety, and welfare of the neighborhood or the community. And my final statement would be that I believe that the amendment to the special exception would uphold the spirit and intent of the zoning ordinance, and it would enhance the commercial corridor zoning district. And since the board already previously granted the special exception approval, they've met the conditions. The only amendment would be under the authority of the board, again, under section 600, 1202A10C, to modify the parking requirement to allow for 1 per unit parked at on site in 315 Washington Avenue. I applied for the variance also because without, if the board was so inclined, Ms. Kaplan would testify that, having to pay for, over, I believe it's 70 some odd spaces at the Chiardelli parking garage is become onerous enough that they have the additional property that they're willing to commit to the 37 spaces, and that additional spaces that would, in her opinion, never be used but have to be paid for at infinitum would only unnecessarily add to the increase in the rent and the increase of operations of the redevelopment, and would be onerous and would be a hardship for them. So with that, I would ask Ms. Kaplan, did you hear the summary of your testimony tonight that I just provided to the zoning hearing board? Amanda?
I did. Yes,
Okay.
I did.
And is there anything in there that you would like to correct, clarify, or modify for the board tonight?
No, it was great.
And would you adopt that as your testimony this evening?
Yes.
I have nothing further, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Does any member of the board have any questions? All right, Emily, anything?
Nothing from me.
Okay, Steve?
Nothing. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Just one quick thought. Are you going to put all of this on one deed?
No, we
Go ahead.
aren't going to do it on one deed. What we were going to do is have, in all likelihood, because it's 2 separate entities controlled by the same parent company, probably put them into the same entity and then have a document that's recorded that links the two. So
Okay.
that arrangement, if this board is willing to grant this relief, would be memorialized to the satisfaction of the city and the city solicitor. So there will be a chain of title link, and anyone buying either one of the properties will understand what they can or cannot do with the property.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right, anybody in the audience have any questions? Just questions. All right, seeing none. Anybody in the audience wish to speak against granting the application? Again, seeing none. Anybody wish to speak for granting the application? Again, seeing none. So with that, we'll close this appeal. We'll issue a decision at next month's meeting. You need not be here. It will be mailed to you. And we thank you for your presentation.
Thank you very much.
Take
Happy
care.
holidays
Thank
there.
you. Happy
Thank you
holidays.
very much, guys.
Thank
Happy
you.
holidays.
Yep, thank
Thank
you
you.
too. All right. The last matter before us, Appeal 2511-0038, 551 Gordon Street. Euless Emmanuel Martinez Estevez is seeking a special exception approval to add a family child care home use to the existing single-family residential dwelling and any other relief required to operate the family child care home. The property is located in the R3 residential district, a zoning district, excuse me, and the owner of record is the applicant. Is the applicant represented by counsel? No, okay.
Yeah,
All
Phil,
right. Well,
this one needs an interpreter, Phil, I believe, and I think I need to be sworn in first.
all right. Well, okay.
Do you swear to
Before we-
interpret truthfully and accurately to the best of your ability tonight?
I do. Ken Olivo, certified Spanish court interpreter. And as an interpretation of what Bill mentioned, el recurso de apelación 2511-0038 para 551 de la calle Gordon Street. Para Eulis Manuel Martínez Esteves, solicita la aprobación de una excepción especial para añadir el uso de una guardería familiar de niños a la vivienda unifamiliar existente y cualquier otra extensión necesaria para operar esa guardería familiar. La propiedad está ubicada en el distrito de zonificación residencial R3 y el propietario registrado es el solicitante. ¿Está presente el solicitante?
Sí.
Yes, Ulis is present, Bill.
All right. Thank you. One quick thing. We need to swear in our zoning officer first.
Vamos a juramentar la oficial de zonificación.
Do you swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. Has notice for this been posted?
Yes.
Se ha
Okay.
presentado, se ha publicado el aviso para esta audiencia, sí.
All right. Steve?
Thanks. I'll put some exhibits into the record. Exhibit number 1 is the notice. Exhibit number 2 is proof of publication of the notice. Exhibit number 3 is proof of posting of the notice. Exhibit number 4 is the application, including all of its attachments. And exhibit number 5 is the zoning ordinance of the city of Reading as amended.
Okay.
Se va a presentar algunos pruebas en las actas, el aviso, la prueba de publicación del aviso, la prueba de presentación y los anejos de todas las que van con todos esos y también los códigos de zonificación de la ciudad de Reading que van con ellos.
Muchas gracias.
Okay. All right. Could you ask the applicant, I'm going to try to keep these questions pretty straightforward and simple, and Mr. Price, maybe you'll want to jump in at some point. How many children do you want to take care of each day, approximately?
I need to swear. Can we swear the witness first?
Oh, I'm
You
sorry.
swear? Will you please raise your right hand?
Levanten sus manos derechas, por favor.
Do you swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Usted juran que la declaración que va a presentar ahora es la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad.
Sí.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. So the question was, how many children are they going to take care of each day? I've got a series of questions, but I'll do them one at a time.
¿Cuántos niños van a ustedes a cuidar cada día?
Es de 4 a 6.
From 4 to 6.
Okay. What are their hours of operation and the days of operation?
Las horas laborales y los días laborales.
De 6 a 5, de 6 a.m. a 5 p.m.
6 a.m. to 5 p.m.
No, de lunes a viernes.
Monday to Friday.
Okay. 5 p.m. How how many are in your family, which will be living apparently on the second floor?
Tengo un niño.
Un momento, señor, tienen que parar la traducción. Sí.
Sí, ok, entiendo.
I'm sorry, Bill, can you repeat that?
Yes. How many is in his immediate family that will be living in the upper floors of the house?
¿Cuántos de su familia inmediata van a vivir en la parte de arriba de la casa?
Somos yo, mi pareja y mi niño.
Myself, my significant other, and my child.
Okay, 3.
3.
Okay. Where is the play area for the children?
¿Dónde está el área de juego para los niños?
Nosotros tenemos en el patio.
We have the backyard.
Okay. And will the children bring their own food or will you prepare food?
¿Y los niños van a traer su propia comida o ustedes van a preparar comida?
Vamos a preparar la comida.
We're going to prepare the food.
Okay. And where is the drop-off zone? Where do they want to have the parents drop their children off?
¿Y dónde está el área donde van a descargar a los niños, los padres?
La casa tiene parqueo.
The house has parking.
Okay. All right. Any board members have any questions that I might have missed?
¿Algunos de los miembros de este comité tienen alguna pregunta que yo puede que se me haya olvidado?
Okay. All right.
You mentioned that the backyard would be available. Do they have plans on enclosing that?
Usted mencionó que el patio va a estar disponible. ¿Tienen planes ustedes para cerrar el patio?
Sí.
Yes.
Está cerrado. Sí, está cerrado.
It is already enclosed.
Yeah, but the zoning office wants you to upgrade the enclosure so the children can't get off site.
Sí, pero la oficina de zonificación quiere que usted actualice la forma como está cerrado para que los niños no puedan salir.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead. Mr. Price?
I have
anything?
nothing more.
All right. Emily, do you have anything?
Yes. In my staff report, I mentioned about the floor plan that was submitted. We're going to need a new one that has accurate measurements because what was provided doesn't match what we have like on the tax map and stuff.
En mi informe, yo había mencionado que vamos a tener que recibir un plan del lugar más actualizado porque no tiene las medidas y no corresponde con lo que tenemos en las actas de la ciudad.
Usted le puede preguntar que si lo que yo mandé el viernes no son las actualizadas.
What about the ones I sent on Friday? Are those updated?
The only thing that was updated was the outdoor play area, which also I don't believe is correct based off of the information I'm able to find.
Lo único que yo veo que se actualizó fue el área de afuera y basándome en la información que yo tengo, tampoco creo que está correcta.
Entiendo.
I understand.
Additionally, he had said that it's already enclosed. Did they already install a fence in the back?
Usted dijo que ya estaba cerrada el área de atrás. Ustedes ya cercaron el área de atrás. Puso una cerca.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, there's no zoning permit for that fence, so they're going to need to submit a zoning permit for that to make sure we have that on file.
Y no existe un permiso de zonificación para esa cerca que usted puso, así que va a tener que presentar una petición de permiso de zonificación para que nosotros tengamos eso en los archivos.
Entiendo.
Understand.
All right.
That's all.
Mr. Gatone, did you have something?
Yeah, yes, I'll go slow on this. First, the question was asked, where is the drop off? I have a couple questions, and I might need Emily to jump in here because of a picture that appeared on her report, her staff report. First, where, Mr. I'm sorry, Mr. Martinez Estevez, where are you going to drop? Where would you expect the people to drop off their students?
Señor Martínez, ¿dónde usted espera que las personas descarguen o dejen a sus estudiantes?
Entonces yo puedo contestar.
Una pregunta, ¿mi pareja puede contestar eso?
Can my spouse respond to that?
Yes.
He's sworn
Yeah.
in.
She
Sí.
needs to be sworn in.
¿Usted necesita ser
All right.
juramentada?
Please, please raise your right hand.
Por favor, levante su mano derecha.
Do you swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
¿Usted jura que la declaración que va a presentar es la verdad, toda la verdad, nada más que la verdad?
Sí, lo juro.
Yes, that's right.
Please state your full name and spell it.
Diga su nombre completo y deletréalo, por favor.
Mi nombre es Jerny Purgo. Se deletrea G-E-R-N-I-T. P-U-R-G-O-S.
My name is Jerny Purgos. Jerni, y la última letra era una P de Paul o P de T de tomate, señora.
De tomate.
T. So Jernit for Tom, and Purgos, P for Paul, Urgos. ¿Burgos o Purgos?
Burgos.
Burgos. P de Paul, Urgos.
Burgos.
Oh, Burgos. Okay. So it's actually correction. It's B for boy, Urgos.
Thank you.
And the
Okay.
question, where are the children going to be dropped off?
Entonces, ¿dónde que van a ser descargados o dejados los niños?
Ok. Nosotros tenemos planeado que los niños que vayan a usar el parque, pues entren por la puerta de atrás, y los niños que entren caminando, que vayan caminando, porque planeo que coger más niños del vecindario que puedan llegar caminando, así puedo evitar el tráfico. Entren por la puerta delantera.
Okay, my plan is for the children that are going to be driven there, dropped off there. They use the come in through the back door and use the parking space there. And for the children that are going to be walked over, then come in through the front door because they live in the neighborhood. I'm planning to try and get children that are from the neighborhood.
Where's the play area? Is that where the parking area is too?
¿Dónde está el área de juego? ¿Dónde está el área de estacionamiento también?
Disculpe, es mi hijo. Hay dos partes, el parque y
I'm sorry, I cannot hear her.
disculpa. ¿Me pueden escuchar ahora? Como que el patio está dividido en dos partes, como el parqueo y después está el área de juego.
The backyard is divided into two parts: the parking area and the play area.
Okay.
I think there's a grass plot between the back of the house and the start of the parking area from that picture. That's would be my guess, but
Yo viendo la foto hay un área de grama comenzando la parte de atrás de la casa hasta que llega hasta el área de estacionamiento.
Correcto.
Correct.
All right.
Okay. Now, again, you have a nice picture, and in the one picture, and I'm going to ask this slowly. One picture was in the packet that was sent to us with an open door through a very nice kitchen, I assume, with the door open showing the exit out to the rear. Is that correct?
Tenemos una buena foto aquí que usted mandó y tenemos una foto aquí que tiene la puerta abierta de la cocina mostrando hacia la parte de atrás. ¿Eso es correcto?
Correcto.
Correct.
And Emily, I guess that was put together by you, so I'll appreciate that. Now, go back to the staff report, and there is this a picture. I assume it's the rear coming out, and there's it would be like I would call it your backyard. There's a fence. It has a date on it of March 2025, and if I lower the picture a little bit, it makes a reference to 539 Miltimore Street. Now, Miltimore Street
Give me
is
one
where
second,
the
please.
okay.
One moment. Entonces,
Um,
también hay otra foto que muestra el patio y tiene una verja que dice, tiene la fecha de 3/2025, esa foto, y hay otra indicación did you say 5139 Miltimore Street or 539?
There was a mention of 539 Miltimore Street, which would be the place where they come in the back to drive in to their parking area. And their
Hay una
backyard.
hay una mención del 539 Miltimore Street, que es el área de atrás donde se vendrían ustedes a estacionar en el estacionamiento de atrás.
Correcto?
Correct.
Okay. Now, what is that, Emily? If you step in to help her, what is that big? Is that a house that is right next to their right next to their parking play area? What is that building? That big building there?
Ese edificio grande que está ahí es ahí al lado del área de juego. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es ese edificio? ¿Es una casa o qué es eso?
So, this building is actually, it's an old commercial building. I don't remember what the last thing in there was, but it's currently vacant. I'm pretty sure it's on the blighted list. But it's just a vacant building that's next door.
Eso es un edificio comercial que está vacante y está en la lista de propiedades condenadas probablemente.
Okay.
Is that 539? Is that why it was put in? Is that 539?
No,
Miltimore Street.
That's just what Google Street View puts on there. That's not the address that I was looking for. It's just what Google says that I'm looking at. So you can ignore that Miltmore address, but parking is off of Miltmore Street.
Okay.
Esa dirección es la dirección de ese edificio, no, eso es solamente lo que el mapa Google indica que lo que es, pero eso no es la dirección que yo estaba buscando. Puede ignorar esa dirección del 539 Miltimore Street, pero sí el estacionamiento se entra por la calle Miltimore.
Correcto.
That's correct.
Right. It's just hard to have that open space and then to quote unquote ignore that building blocking the yard. Well, it's just I just had to ask that question. So that's going to be the drop off and the play area. You're going to be fencing that off. This picture.
Esa va a ser entonces el área de estacionamiento y de descarga y de juego de los niños. Usted va a estar poniendo una cerca ahí entonces.
Nosotros tenemos una cerca que comienza donde está la grama. Le pusimos una cerca y tiene una puerta también.
We already fenced that in where the grass is, and we also put a door there.
Lo que necesitamos es el permiso.
We just need the permit for it.
Okay, could you send? I'm asking Emily if you can request that photograph be sent in so that we can look at it during our discussion.
Well, first they need a zoning permit for the fence because there is no zoning permit for a new fence.
But apparently the fence is already up. That's my question.
I can ask one of the current zoning officers to go by and take a site photo.
Thank you.
Puedo pedir una foto para cuando estemos tomando nuestras decisiones podamos verla. Bueno, necesita primero un permiso de zonificación. Lo que se va a hacer es, va a pedirle a un oficial de zonificación que vaya por ahí y tome una foto.
Okay.
And I think while we're collecting information there, I would like to know the exact size of the play area. If we can, the square footage of the play area. And I noticed there's a dilapidated fence coming out the back door. It would be to the left. It looks like there's a fence that's falling down. And I don't, my guess would be it's not part of your property, it's part of a neighbor's property. But that looks like that could be a real hazard if kids are playing there. So,
Me gustaría tener las medidas exactas del área de juego y aparentemente hay una cerca ahí que está todo dañada y destruida. Supongo que eso no es parte de la cerca de ustedes, y eso pudiera llegar a ser un riesgo de daño para los niños.
Okay.
No- Nosotros cercamos el patio completo, incluyendo esa parte de al lado del vecino. O sea, la cerca está también del lado del vecino y del otro lado, en el patio de nosotros.
We also fence in that area, meaning we also put a fence that is there's a fence in the neighbor's side, but there's also our fence in on our side.
okay, thank you. Well, that'll show up in the pictures when they submit it, so
O sea,
that'll be fine.
cuando ustedes envíen la foto, eso se va a ver en la foto, está bien.
Okay. All right. Mr. Price, anything else?
Nope.
Emily, anything?
This is Mr. Fox, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
I do have a question for Emily.
Go ahead.
Emily, are there restrictions on the size of play areas? It looks rather small. Is there anything in the rules that say play areas must be a certain size?
Este es el señor Fox, está preguntando si a Emily, si hay alguna clase de restricción en el tamaño que se exige para las áreas de juego. Hay algo en las reglas que indican el tamaño exigido del área de juego.
So yes, in the zoning ordinance, there's a minimum area of 400 square feet. At the end of the day, it's going to be the state department that gives those licenses out for childcare. They will determine whether it's adequate or not.
Si hay una área mínima de 400 pies cuadrados, al final del día, la agencia estatal que emite los permisos para guarderías va a determinar si es apropiado o no.
Ken, could you ask the applicant if he has applied or checked into what the requirements are from the state of Pennsylvania to run a daycare?
Señor, ¿usted ha solicitado y ha visto cuáles son las exigencias del estado de Pensilvania para para poder funcionar y una guardería de niños?
Sí.
Sí.
Yes, yes.
Okay, all right. All right. Now, is there anybody in the audience who has any questions of these people?
¿Hay alguna persona en la audiencia que tiene alguna pregunta para estas personas?
All right, seeing none. Anybody in the audience want to testify for granting the application?
No veo ninguna respuesta. ¿Alguien en la audiencia que quiere declarar para que se apruebe esta solicitud?
Anybody in the audience wish to testify against granting the application?
¿Alguien en la audiencia quiere declarar en contra de que se apruebe la aplicación o la solicitud?
Okay. So, unless anybody has anything else, we will conclude this appeal. It will be, a decision will be issued at next month's meeting. They need not be here. The decision will be mailed to them.
Entonces la decisión que se va a emitir en la reunión del mes que viene no es necesario que asista, se le va a enviar por correo.
Muchas gracias. Felices fiestas.
Happy holidays.
All right. Yes. Yeah. Happy holidays to all of you. We thank you all. That will conclude our meeting for December. We'll see you the second Wednesday in January. And best to all.